Namaste all of you. In the previous lecture we had discussed about antibiotics and its importance in human health. Today we will discuss about the role of microorganisms in immunity. Before begin the session, I have some questions. My first question is, what is antigen? An antigen may be a substance from the environment such as bacteria, virus, chemicals or pollen grains. An antigen causes your immune system to produce antibodies against it. My dear students, an antigen may be a substance from the environment such as bacteria, virus, chemicals or pollen grains या pollens भी कहते हैं इसको. An antigen causes your immune system to produce antibodies against it. Now my second question is, what is antibody? This is our antigen. Now my second question is, what is antibody? So let us see. When an antigen, like bacteria, enters the body, they are recognized by a special kind of blood cells. These cells get stimulated to produce antibodies. Antibodies are a special kind of proteins produced by a special kind of blood cells to identify and destroy microorganisms. My dear students, when an antigen means foreign particles like bacteria, virus, enters the body, they are recognized by a special kind of blood cells. These cells get stimulated to produce antibodies. Antibodies are a special kind of protein produced by a special kind of blood cells. To identify and destroy microorganisms. This means when antigen like foreign particle like bacteria, virus enters our body, then our body produce antibody. So what are antibody? We can say antibodies are a special kind of proteins produced by a special kind of blood cells to identify and destroy microorganisms. Now my third question is, what is immunity? During entry of antigen in body and production of antigen in our body and production of antibodies against it, our body also remember how to fight the microbes. If it enters again, it gets recognized and destroyed much faster. This is called immunity. So my another question is, what is immunity? During entry of antigen in our body and production of antibodies by our body against antigen, our body also remembers how to fight the microbes if enters again. It gets recognized and destroyed much faster. This is called immunity. My dear students, I will convey you the whole antigen, antibody and immunity by a diagrammatic process. Through diagrammatic process, I will make you understand what is the role of antigen, antibody in immunization process. So, let us see. Suppose this is antigen, this is another antigen and this is another antigen. These are antigens. And suppose these are antigens. When an antigen, what are antigens? Antigens are foreign particles like bacteria and virus. It may be pollen grains also, it may be some chemicals also. So, when this antigen enters the body, the immune system produces antibodies against it. What are now antibodies? Now, these are antibodies. antibodies. So when antigen enters the body, the immune system produces antibodies against it. It means antigens. Each antigen and each antibody has a unique binding site. Each antibodies have unique binding site shape which locks onto the specific shape of the antigen. We can here see this will look like this will look like this will look like this. It means these all arrangements are look like key and lock arrangement. So my dear friends, each antibody has unique binding shape which locks onto a specific shape of antigen, which locks onto a specific shape of antigen. These antibodies destroy the antigens. These upper part are antigens and lower parts are antibodies. Antibodies produced by blood cells of our body. So in this case, these antibodies digest and engulfs the antigens. So these are the whole process, antigen, antibodies. This whole process our body remembers, and this is also called immunity, and the process is immunization. Now my another question is, what are vaccines? Who pioneered the vaccination process? What are vaccines? Who pioneered the vaccination process? Vaccines are suspensions of killed or weakened microorganisms or products or derivatives of such microorganisms, and Edward Jenner pioneered it. Vaccines are suspensions of killed or weakened microorganisms or products or derivatives of such microorganism. Edward Jenner pioneered vaccination process. Now my another question is, how vaccine works to build our immunity? If dead or weakened microbes are introduced into a healthy body, the body fights and kills the invading bacteria by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the disease-causing microbes forever. This is how a vaccine works. If dead or weakened microbes are introduced into a healthy body, the body fights and kills the invading bacteria by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the disease causing microbes forever. This is how a vaccine works. Thank you.